So in the videos I make, I like to show the first person view, and I do that using this little insta360 GO2. Great little camera. It only comes with a few different mounts. You know, this right here, and this mount that's made for a hat. Now, I'll get back to this. It also comes with this little pendant that you can put on your shirt, but that's not terribly effective for what I wanted. This hat mount is really only made for a baseball cap. If you try to stick it on a different type of hat, it doesn't work very well. And you can put this on the bill, but then when you're pressing on it, it's a little distracting, and you got to be sure you get in the right spot because you don't want to scratch that lens. So I ended up making a different type of mount. My mount was this thing right here. This allowed me to mount this camera in a vertical orientation like that, because this is your button on the bottom, and you want to be able to push that button. So when you're wearing gloves, you don't worry about scratching the lens up. You always have that button right there on the bottom. And to use it, I needed a mount for it. Now this is a hat that I wear. It's, you know, obviously a sun hat, because I'm out there in the hot sun all the time. So this thing goes on to this little magnetic rail right here, and then as you walk along, you can just press it. It'll start recording for a minute or whatever, and then you can just press it again to shut it off. And this works phenomenally. The only problem that I have is the battery life on this camera. And luckily for me, Insta360 has recently made a fix to that. They made a powered case. This case is actually made for an FPV, like a drone or something like that. But what it lets you do is run the camera just like so. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify this hat so that we can use this particular mount. I've already got it set up for the magnets in here. And then we're going to tie in a battery on the opposing side and feed power into the camera. That way, when I go out on these long walks, I don't have to worry about failures. Should be interesting. Let's get it done. So here we see the entire assembly made. We changed out these components. Now they're clear, they're a little bit thicker. We also inset the screws in here. This one screw is to let me know where the center of the hat is. Obviously on the side here we have the magnets that hold this camera in place. Go into a cable with a little battery. I think this is a 3000 milliamp battery, and the power switch is on the bottom, which may be a little inconvenient, but once it's running it shouldn't be an issue. Let me show you what it looks like in place. Alignment screw in the front, so I know it's right in the center, because that helps me know that that camera's pointing exactly where I want it to point. If we look here on the side, we're good. It's not blocking my vision hardly at all compared to the old one. The old one would sit right about here, so it's right in my eyesight at about 45 degrees. Now I'm clear on both sides. This isn't terribly obtrusive, and it doesn't actually add that much weight. The majority of the time when I'm using this thing, I'm looking down anyway because I'm looking for trash, and it's not a ton of weight. I think it's nice.